Alright folks, just going to do a quick video here going over some changes, upgrades, modifications to how I deal with my stainless steel tumbling. I just got my tumbler probably 2-3 weeks ago, learning how to do things from a couple different YouTube videos. Biggest problem I've always had, or so far with the little bit that I've done, has been draining the water out, doing your first rinse, and draining that water back out without losing your pins, or in my case I'm using the Southern Shine tumblers granular media. Seems to do a pretty good job cleaning, but it can be pretty difficult to keep from ending up all in your sink or down your drain. I bought an older tumbler. It's a rock tumbler version of the Thumler, so it's a little slower, so it runs a long time, but the top on it was pretty beat up to begin with, so you'll and I'm not a carpenter or a machinist by any means, so you'll have to pardon the rough, crude job that I did. But basically, I just ran these overnight. It's a large batch of 9mm. So yeah, a couple things I've had with the Southern Shine. It's nothing against the company. They do a great product. They actually do a really good job getting the product shipped out. It's really affordable compared to some of the other media tumblers out there. But being small, the cohesion with water, it just tends to stick in a lot of places. So you got to be careful when you're pulling your lid off. As you can see on this last side, I just removed quite a bit there. Just brush it all in, but it does the same thing. It flows with water really well, which, on the good side, helps it get into your brass and do its job. But working with it after the fact can be tough. So I'm just gonna sit this up aside. Found a place online to buy lids at a fairly good price. So I bought a replacement lid because I had an old one that came with this that had the hexagonal backside to it. And I actually used that to my benefit in this case. So basically I took my old lid and just drilled, rather crudely, yes, a matrix of holes on the bottom. I'm probably going to end up going all to this larger size. I just wanted to give it a try smaller at first. So that's the first part. Took me a couple minutes out on the drill press to rough it in. And then, basic screen. Flexible, soft. This is not metal. This is the actual, like the fiberglass type screen. I went with what they call their sunshade screen. You can see it's got a really, really fine mesh to it. It's kind of hard probably in this light in this camera. But I did that because the media that I'm using is so small. I wanted something with a really small mesh to it. This stuff is cheap. I mean, I've got, there's a 36 by 48 inches worth of it was $10 at Home Depot. So it's definitely cheap. Cut out with scissors, cut some reliefs for the post holes. Used it with some larger rod media. It was, I want to say 60.061 by ½ inch long. Worked obviously great for that because it's such a large media. But let's see how this goes. Don't need all the holders on here. Just flip it over. I'm going to try and do it so it faces the camera and away from the drain. You can see it's really, really dirty. I did open up this center hole. It was really small before I opened it up with the ½ inch, just to allow a little bit of air. It probably wouldn't hurt to do the whole top this way. Not having to hold and get myself really filthy, which is kind of nice. And looking down here, looks like we might have lost one or two. It snuck through. They might have been there from a previous as well, though. But yeah, you can see it's definitely pretty easy to do. Probably can't see it, but a lot of media back there held. You could probably push water right through the screen this way to do your refill and rinse. That's probably why I'm going to try and cut a large hole, big opening down this side, just so that I can line it up underneath and run the water straight in. But yeah, it's a quick, simple quick simple thing you can probably do on your own at home. You can see I've got remnants of corn media in some of my brass. But yeah, that's it.